今天要分享的改编故事是按图索骥，希望能在学习英语的路上给你带来收获。你的每个点赞和订阅都是对我莫大的鼓励。那么，咱们开始吧。
In the spring and autumn period, there was a man named Sun Yang. He was not a general. He was not a king. He was a horse expert. People said he could look at a horse and know everything about it. He could tell how fast it could run by the way it breathed. He could tell how long it would live by the shape of its bones. He could tell a horse that would win wars from a horse that would only carry vegetables. The king himself invited Sun Yang to his palace. He asked Sun Yang to pick horses for his army. Sun Yang never made a mistake. People stopped calling him Sun Yang. They called him Bo Lu. Bo Lu was the name of a god who controlled the horses of heaven. Sun Yang became old. His hair turned white. His hands shook when he held a brush. His legs hurt when he walked. He looked at himself in the water bucket one morning. He saw an old man. He thought, I will not live forever. If I die, all my knowledge will die with me. No one will know what I know. He decided to write a book. He wanted to leave his eyes behind. He wanted to leave his hands behind. He wanted to leave his knowing behind. He sat down with a stack of bamboo slips. He dipped his brush in ink. He wrote carefully. A good horse has a forehead that is high and wide like the sun. A good horse has eyes that are bright and clear like the morning star. A good horse has a back that is straight and strong like a mountain ridge. A good horse has hooves that are thick and round like stacked wine cakes. He wrote page after page. He did not stop until his fingers hurt. When he finished writing, he still felt something was missing. Words alone were not enough. So he started to draw. He drew the shape of the head. He drew the curve of the neck. He drew the angle of the legs. He drew the perfect horse from every side. He looked at his drawings and smiled. Now, he thought, anyone who reads this book will know a good horse when they see one. Sun Yang had a son. The son was a good young man. He worked hard. He listened to his father. He wanted to be like his father. But he did not have his father's eyes. He did not have his father's hands. He did not have the knowing inside him. He did not understand this. He thought, my father wrote a book. The book has all the answers. If I read the book, I will become like my father. So he took the book. He read it every morning. He read it every night. He read it by candlelight. He read it in the sunlight. He read the words until he could say them without looking. He looked at the drawings until he could see them with his eyes closed. He thought, now I know. Now I am ready. Now I am Bo Lu. One morning, the son decided to go out. He put the book in his bag. He told his father, I am going to find a horse. Sun Yang looked at his son. He saw the book in the bag. He saw the excitement in the young man's eyes. He did not say anything. He just nodded. Be careful, he said. The son walked out of the house. He walked down the road. He looked left. He looked right. He saw farmers in the fields. He saw birds in the sky. He did not see any horses. He walked to the village. He walked past the well. He walked past the mill. Still no horses. He walked to the next village. His feet started to hurt. His legs started to get tired. He sat down under a tree. He took out the book. He opened it to the first drawing. He looked at the picture of the perfect horse. He looked around. No horse. He walked again. He walked for hours. The sun started to go down. The sky turned orange. The sun was tired. He was hungry. He was about to turn back home. He thought, maybe there are no horses in this world. He thought, maybe my father's book is wrong. He thought, maybe I am not Bolu after all. Then he heard a sound. Croak. He stopped. Croak. He turned his head. There, by a small stream, was something. He walked closer. He squatted down. It was a large toad. Its skin was wet. Its eyes were big. Its forehead was wide. The sun froze. His heart started to beat faster. He reached into his bag. He pulled out the book. He opened it to the first drawing. He looked at the picture. He looked at the toad. He looked back at the picture. He looked back at the toad. He started to count. High forehead. The toad's forehead was high. Bright eyes. The toad's eyes were bright. Strong hooves. The toad had 4 legs. He read the words again. A good horse has a forehead that is high and wide like the sun. He touched the toad's forehead. It was high. It was wide. A good horse has eyes that are bright and clear like the morning star. He looked into the toad's eyes. They were bright. They were clear. A good horse has a back that is straight and strong like a mountain ridge. He looked at the toad's back. It was straight. A good horse has hooves that are thick and round like stacked wine cakes. He looked at the toad's feet. They were not hooves. But he did not stop to think. He was too excited. The book said it. The drawing showed it. It matched. It matched perfectly. He grabbed the toad with both hands. The toad tried to jump. He held it tighter. He put it close to his chest. He could feel its heart beating against his palms. He ran. He ran faster than he had ever run in his life. His feet pounded the dirt road. The book bounced in his bag. The toad struggled in his hands. He did not stop. He ran until he saw his house. He ran through the gate. He ran into the yard. He opened his mouth and shouted, "Father! Father, come out!" I found one. Sun Yang was sitting inside. He heard his son's voice. He heard the excitement. He stood up slowly. His old bones cracked. He walked to the door. He stepped outside. The sun was almost gone. The yard was covered in shadow. He saw his son standing in the middle of the yard. He saw his son's face. It was red. It was wet with sweat. It was shining with pride. He looked down at his son's hands. He saw the toad. Sun Yang stood there for a long moment. He did not speak. He looked at his son. He looked at the toad. He looked at the book sticking out of his son's bag. He understood everything in that moment. He saw his son's hard work. He saw his son's desire to be like him. He saw the boy's heart. He also saw the mistake. He saw what happens when a person trusts the picture more than the eyes. He saw what happens when a person follows the words and forgets to think. He did not get angry. He did not shout. He looked at his son's proud face. He looked at the toad that was trying so hard to get away. He let out a slow breath. "Son," he said. His voice was gentle. He said, "This is a fine horse you have found." The son smiled even wider. "But," Sun Yang said, "this horse likes to jump too much. I do not think we can ride it." The son looked at his father. He looked at the toad in his hands. He looked at the book in his bag. He looked back at the toad. His smile faded. He opened his hands. The toad jumped. It landed on the ground. It jumped again. It disappeared into the tall grass by the wall. The son stood there. His hands were empty. He looked down at his empty palms. He finally understood. He had read the book. He had memorized the drawings. He had followed every rule. But he had not seen the horse. He had only seen the picture. That story is over 2,000 years old. People still tell it. They tell it to remind themselves. They tell it to remind their children. They tell it so no one makes the same mistake. But here is the thing. You might think this story is about a foolish young man. You might think you would never do something so stupid. But look at your own life. How many books have you read and thought you knew? How many classes have you taken and thought you were ready? How many maps have you followed and ended up in the wrong place? We all carry a book in our bag. We all have a picture in our head. We all think we know what a horse looks like. But when we go out to find it, we grab the first thing that matches the drawing. We grab a toad and call it a treasure. We grab a copy and call it the real thing. We grab the easy answer and call it the truth. The world does not look like the book. The real horse does not stand still for the drawing. The real road does not show up on the map. The only way to know is to do. The only way to see is to look. Not at the picture, but at what is really standing in front of you. So put down the book for a moment. Close your eyes. Open them again. Look at the thing you have been chasing. Look at the thing you have been holding. Is it a horse? Or is it a toad?
下集请移步主页观看。